Jay Thunder.
And AJ Radix.
And we are the PWX AWA Tag Team Champions, Extreme Thunder. And you're listening to the Smack Raw Podcast, baby.
Hey, you guys, welcome to the SmackDown podcast. Your wrestling recap. I mean, you guys know the deal now. We cover all your major WWE and AEW shows. It's myself, Kyle, and joining me, the prolific, the man who fell short last night. Some might know him in SRW as R-Back, but we know him on the NXT recap shows as RN. What's going on, bud?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Hey, I can't complain, man. Can't complain. Coming off a lackluster SmackDown. We'll get into it. Has some talking points. I'm not going to shit on the show. It has some stuff. It has some highlights.
I can honestly say that, too. Like, I was ready to shit on it. Like, don't get me wrong. It wasn't what I expected it to be. But compared to this last couple months before all this, the shows they were having, like, this is still top of the line for SmackDown, even though it wasn't as good a show as we were expecting it to be.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But if you guys are new to the show, we are a wrestling recap podcast. We cover, like I said, all your WWE and AEW shows. We do recaps and predictions for your pay-per-views. It's all your basic stuff. We even do some gaming content. We just launched SmackDown Wrestling. It's quite a bit of fun. If you have a chance, hop on YouTube, check out the last two episodes we put out. Even though episode 2 we've labeled episode 1, it's confusing. I don't know why we did that, but go ahead, check it out. But we're here to talk SmackDown. Before we get there, though, in case you guys want to know where you can find us, we're on all your major podcast platforms by now. We're launched live everywhere you go, and you can chat with us no matter what platform you're watching us live on, because we have Restream, which will let us see everything you put out there. We'll go ahead, ask questions about wrestling, hit us up. We'll give you shout-outs on air. It's actually quite a bit of fun. I think last SmackDown, you and I, we had a blast. I think someone was in here talking trash. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Definitely shoot us some shit in the chat and definitely ask questions, and we're definitely here for it. It definitely makes the show a little bit better and run a little bit smoother too, and we got stuff to talk about with the fans. So.
Yeah, just when we feel a little bit boring, you guys hit the drop the funny shit in the chat and we bring it up. But anyways, we're here to talk SmackDown. The 25th anniversary, Triple H being in the company. Honestly, if you haven't already seen the title, it's the roast of Triple H. That's what this all led to, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Not for me, it wasn't.
No, I know why. We'll get into it. Of course. I'm trying to think, man. I mean, really, I plugged the show, told them what we are. Plug the podcast. You can join our Discord. Look up SmackDown Wrestling or SmackDown Podcast, in the Discord. Yeah. It's a lot of fun there. Our Discord's a little bit different because we actually have Pokemon in it. Of all the weird things you can do in a Discord chat, come catch Pokemon and talk wrestling. It's a weird combination. All right, listen, it's not for everybody, but myself, I enjoy it. We have a friend of ours over on the Smackin' It Raw podcast, which we're probably going to hit them up with a cease and desist at some point. And ask them.
Negative Matt.
Yeah, Matt's over there. He's catching Pokemon too. But let's get into SmackDown, man. Let's get into SmackDown. The whole theme of the night is essentially 25 years of the game. And then on top of that, we're all leading into a very unique Money in the Bank pay-per-view taking place at Titan Towers. So we're getting some qualifying matches for that. Overall, RN, I think we touched on it. It was
not what it was. It was not what it was advertised to be.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll give it that. It wasn't the best. But
I don't want to shit on it, but I mean it. Blah.
Yeah, that's what it was. We kicked off the show with the newly crowned tag team champions, New Day, which, of course, if you watched last week, Big E won in that singles triple threat against The Miz and I want to say Jey Uso. No, maybe Jimmy.
Yeah, one of them.
One of them, bro.
One of the Usos.
Yeah.
No offense.
We cut a promo. They cut a promo. They start highlighting the fact that they're 8-time champs. They are now have held more championship reigns over a lot of historic tag teams. A couple that they named off was the Hart Foundation, British Bulldogs, Edge and Christian. I think
Yeah.
right now the only tag team that has more reigns together is the Dudley Boys with 9.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and the New Day has 8, and the New Day is so young still. Like, it's weird how long they've been around, and they still feel young and fresh.
Yeah.
So I could easily see them hitting, surpassing 9 tag team reigns. Assuming this whole fucking pandemic doesn't shut everything down. Jesus, every day we get news about how that's throwing a monkey wrench in everything. But besides that, yeah. But during the promo, got a couple fun stuff. Big E trolls Kofi about how they now have more championships than the newly Jacksonville or Tampa Bay Buccaneer Tom Brady, which because Kofi's a big Patriots fan and
Boston guy.
myself included too. Man, that was a bummer to hear. I'm so like the coronavirus by itself and Tom Brady and your 24/7 champion Rob Gronkowski going to the Buccaneers, man. I'm not looking forward to the NFL 2020 season. I'm just not, man. I feel bad for Julian Edelman. I really do.
Well, you could be the New York Giants and pick the 4th-rated tackle in the whole entire draft when there was 3 or 4 that definitely should have went before him. So there's that.
I did see, like, I'm not too suave on NFL. Like, honestly, I grew up just a Patriots fan my whole life.
Yeah.
And since they were so good, I never really thought to pay attention to what was going on elsewhere. So I'm not really that good as a fan. I was like, I like the Patriots. Oh, they're winning. Why bother learn anything else?
Well, my team's like trash one year and then good the next. So I kind of, and being I'm a Giants fan in Ohio, everyone here is, especially where I'm at, are all either Cincinnati or Bengals fans or Steelers fans. So I kind of just started learning a little bit of everything. And I also coach football as well. So
Oh, really?
kind of, yeah, I coach Little League. My boys were actually 6th grade. We only lost 2 games this year, won a playoff game. So,
Wow, man. I
yeah.
run a damn podcast with you. I had no idea. Jesus Christ. Anyways, but going back to the segment, Lucha House Party come out to challenge for a tag team championship match. Miz and Morrison come out. They make a good point. Miz and Morrison never had a fair tag team match after they won their championship.
No.
They had
Is that the no immediate rematch shit? Is that still a thing, or have we gone over?
as long as the narrative calls for it, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so Miz and Morrison, their defenses have only been in the Elimination Chamber and then 2 singles triple threat matches. They never had a traditional
That's shitty.
tag team match.
Right.
And then the Forgotten Sons, which is hilarious because by the end of the episode, I forgot about them.
Yeah, I put that in the group chat like right after the second. I was like, I already forgot about the Forgotten Sons.
God damn it, man. Yeah, Forgotten Sons came out. Jackson Riker tries to make a big deal of himself. I mean, you got Blake in there, former Blake and Murphy, and then I forget the third member, but
Exactly. That says all it needs to be said.
man, I feel terrible.
And then the promo, at the end of the promo, he was like, we can strike anytime, anywhere. Like, no one saw them attacking everybody after he said that stupid shit.
I know.
Like, nobody was on guard when he's saying that.
They like I said, they feel like when Sanity got called up to SmackDown. Although Sanity actually had momentum in NXT.
Yeah, Sanity was actually dope. Like I like Eric Young a lot. Like, I don't know why they didn't give them more run.
Vince just didn't understand him. He doesn't watch NXT, so he doesn't see the momentum. He's just like, Vince has like a fucking flow chart. Who's hot right now? Okay, call him up. Doesn't know anything about them. Just knows they're popular. But anyways, yeah, the Forgotten Sons. Jackson Riker, last thing he has to say before big brawl ensues is, I did kind of like that he called out the Miz for being a poser. Because the Miz portrayed a Marine in a movie while Jackson Riker actually was a Marine. But that was probably the coolest thing about the whole Forgotten Sons segment, which it in hindsight really wasn't that big a deal. We got a brawl.
I feel like they would. Well, I was gonna say that I feel like they would do better if the other two didn't talk. If they just let Jackson talk.
Maybe.
Like if they were just his muscle or just a team where he sends them out there to do some shit, come back, because neither one of them are good on the mic. If they were, they wouldn't be in the position they're in right now. Buddy would still be with Murphy, or what's his name? What's the other one's name that was with Buddy Murphy? I always forget his name.
Blake and Murphy, yeah.
Yeah, he would still be with them. They would still be doing something. He wouldn't be cast aside, and Buddy Murphy's on Raw with Seth Rollins and shit. So
it's crazy. So I didn't see Blake and Murphy when they were a tag team with Alexa Bliss, but I've seen like photos and little clips. It's crazy to think that that's the same Murphy, because Murphy seems so much above and moved on beyond Blake, and then Alexa Bliss hasn't portrayed anything even close to a manager since she's hit the main roster.
Right.
So, and that's essentially all she was in NXT.
I can honestly say I didn't see either one of them being moving forward and being like nobody in that entire tag team. I didn't think like even when they won the NXT titles, it was out of nowhere, so it was kind of dope. But like I didn't think that anybody out of that group was going to end up being what they eventually became.
And now 2/3 of them are major focal points of Raw and SmackDown.
Exactly.
You know? So that's pretty cool. Sorry, Blake. Sorry, man. But hey, look, 2 out of 3 is not bad. The whole overall theme of the show is the 25 years of the game Triple H. We get the first clip after this whole segment, which, by the way, ended up with the Forgotten Sons powerbombing Kofi on top of Big E and the Lucha House Party and Miz and Morrison just fucking off.
I do like the Forgotten Sons finisher, though. That, like, stomp, like, reverse DDT type deal. Like, I do kind of like that. That is kind of dope.
Just, they have such a generic looking feel. Everything about them is generic wrestling faction.
Yep.
That's, I hate it. I hate it for them because they're probably really talented. They're probably just strapped with, like, just chalk it up to bad creative or bad ideas, whatever it is. But, I mean, it's comical because their name is so fucking true. They're extremely forgettable, man. Like, they really are. Oh, man, I hate to say it, man. I'm sorry. If there's any Forgotten Son fans watching this, I apologize. Like, I'm sorry, but I got nothing for them, man. I got nothing. Yeah. We got our first clip, Triple H. This comes back to when he was the Connecticut Blue Blood. When he came in, he was all pompous with that fake-ass French accent. Remember when he pedigreed Ultimate Warrior no-sold that shit? Yeah.
This is where I fell in love with Triple H.
Dude, Triple H is a fucking man. I ain't gonna lie.
My favorite wrestler all time. There's no other wrestler that I put above him. He is the fucking GOAT in my eyes.
He's up there, man. There's definitely such a good argument to be made. It's hard to debate it. But it did learn that, like, throughout the night, these clips were just that. They were clips. So we were wondering, are we going to get, like, full-on matches? Are we going to get huge segments? No. They were just going to kind of give us little segments, little tidbits of Triple H's career, and that led up to the final segment at the end of the night. Hold on one second. A Shireman 25 has joined the chat. Predictions for next week's Money in the Bank matches: Otis versus Ziggler and Mandy Rose versus Carmella. I'm going to say Otis wins. And, well, no. Ziggler wins. And
with help of, what's her name? Sonya.
Yeah, and then Mandy ends up winning over Carmella. What about you?
I'd say probably about the same thing.
Same thing, Ziggler and Mandy?
Yeah.
Hey, Ashire Man, thank you for joining the chat. Make sure to keep hitting us up. We'll keep giving you a shout out throughout the show. So following the clip, we got the first qualifier match for Money in the Bank. Drew Gulak with Daniel Bryan at ringside versus Corbin. Now, going into this match, I felt like this was a shoo-in. We knew Corbin was going to win.
Right.
Throughout the match, though, I was like, well, Daniel Bryan's out there. He's the wild card. You know what I mean? Maybe that's going to work its way in there. But then, no. We got Nakamura and Cesaro. Instantly, when I saw them, I was like, okay, that's what the heels needed. They got a hold of Bryan, took him out on ringside. At that point, Gulak fell to a end of days, in which case Nakamura and Cesaro held up Gulak, and Corbin took him out with a shot with the scepter.
So are they just not with Sammy anymore? Like,
that's what I was wondering. I was like, but that's kind of always been Corbin's thing. Is like, if you're a mid-card heel, you'll end up doing his dirty work, man. You know what I mean? Like, he's got that appeal to him.
My thing is too with Gulak, like he is not. I'm glad that he's getting his shine, and I'm glad that he's getting to work with Daniel Bryan and all that. But this is not who he is. Anybody that knows that knows Drew Gulak and followed his career, he is a born heel. Like he is like even on the mic, like.
But I want him to be a dominant heel. I don't want him to be cowardly or vicious.
No,
that's what I'm saying. I want him to be vicious. Excuse me.
No, he is not cowardly at all. Like he's in your face, break your damn arm. Yeah. Like that's what Catch Point was all about. Like competition, not running from it. I'll take an ass beating if I have to, but I'll also run your head through the cement wall if I have to as well. Like,
dude, Gulak is the fucking man, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like towards the end of his Cruiserweight Championship reign, the character work that he was putting in, I became a massive Gulak fan. And to me, because earlier in the show, we just hit our year anniversary, by the way, on YouTube and Twitter, which we're super happy for. I can't believe, honestly, I thought this was going to be like a 2-month thing, and then this whole podcast was going to be just like another fad and toss it away. But it didn't end up being that. And Gulak, I remember covering him shortly into our run, and he was still doing the PowerPoint presentation, and we had a fella on the show named Benji, and I was like, Benji, like why the fuck is this guy even on the show? He's a comedy act. And Benji was like, no, man, you got to pay attention to him. He's a technician, this and that. And then sure enough, over the course of the last year, Gulak proved this dude is extremely, extremely talented.
Yes, if you get a chance, listen to this past week's Corey Graves podcast. He's on there.
Yeah.
And just like him as a person and everything about him, like is like he's a stand-up guy. Like I fucking love him. Like, and if you get a chance, look up his feud with Timothy Thatcher and Evolve.
Okay.
Catch Point versus Evolve. Like that'll show you and give you everything you need to know. Even with Matt Riddle, because Matt Riddle was a part of the group too. So like it'll give you a pretty and Malcolm Bivens. He was a part of it too. He was Timothy Thatcher's manager. So like it's all of them are all intertwined from Evolve, and Drew Gulak he has the potential if they really give him a chance to be maybe one of the top heels in the promotion if they give him a chance.
The only thing that gets me about Gulak is he just doesn't seem to have the WWE look.
No.
I know it's a weird comparison.
He's bigger than I thought he was.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. He's bigger than I thought he was.
But I know it's an odd comparison, but the first thing that comes to mind to me is Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit was known through the hardcore scene of having all the talent in the damn world. Mm-hmm. The guy just had the ultimate talent, but he never looked like a superstar, and he never sounded like a superstar.
See, well, that's the difference, though. If you actually give Gulak some time on the mic, no disrespect to Benoit. I mean, even though
I think by this point it's okay to. But
yeah, well, fuck him. Fuck him is what I'm really saying. Yeah. But his character in the ring, Gulak is 10 times better than Benoit ever was on the mic.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people always talk about when I talk about these indie guys and guys that come over, it's just because I've actually watched the people. I've actually been engulfed in the fucking storylines. Drew Gulak may be one of the best people on the mic they have there that they don't give a shot to.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just it.
Ash Iron Man chimed in again. He says his picks for the Money in the Bank is for his fellow Scotsman Drew McIntyre to beat Rollins, and then also Strowman to beat Wyatt. Ashire, hey, look, man, I'll give my predictions on our official predictions episode. But hey, man, thanks for the props from Scotland, dude. Damn, are you in Scotland, or are you here in the States and you're just Scottish? Let us know.
Either way, that's dope.
It is dope, man. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of agree with you, but still. We get reminded that Gronk, who is the 24/7 champion, They acknowledge that he is back in the NFL. WWE congratulate him. They say how excited he is, and then they just remind us like, hey, what if Gronk was to catch a touchdown and get pinned in the end zone? And they start planting these little seeds
That's
of like
fire.
how the 24/7 championship. Could you imagine if a WWE angle played out on a live NFL game? Like
It's like a preseason. If he caught a touchdown, somebody came out and just pinned him while he's celebrating.
something like that.
That would be
what if
that
it
would
was,
be fire.
Yo, what if it was mid-game? Now, not on the field. Not on the
Yeah.
field. But
Oh, just when they're just like defense is playing.
yes, and he's on the sidelines and he gets rolled up. Oh my god. I couldn't imagine. I mean, what a great combination.
I doubt the NFL will let some shit like that happen.
No.
But if he was in like plain clothes, like at like, what if it was like the Hall of Fame game or some shit? He's like
Yeah.
plain clothes. Maybe they might be able to slide some shit like
do
that.
some crazy shit, man.
That'd be kind of legit though, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, Ashire Man says, yeah, he's born and raised. He lives in Scotland. Well, hey, man,
That's
thank
legit.
you for
Hell
joining
yeah.
us. Damn, it's like 11 o'clock p.m. over here. What time is it for you, man? Jesus Christ. It can't be, it's got to be late as hell.
That's a real fan right there. Shit.
That is, man. Thank you for joining us. Next up, we got a enhancement talent match. Sheamus taking on Performance Center local Daniel Vidot. Sheamus, dude, he's fucking scary, bro. Like,
He is fucking these guys up, these
Yo.
jobbers, bro. He is giving them that business, boy.
has he? Listen, man. Now, I know Sheamus came up during my blackout period, where I wasn't watching wrestling. I always called it the Ryback era. Whenever Ryback was like popular, I wasn't watching wrestling.
He wasn't that popular, bro.
Yeah, I know. He says nearly 4 a.m. Good God, bro.
Jeez, he's bored or drunk.
Dude. Hey, man, look.
Drink
No
one
matter
for
what
us.
your situation is, I appreciate your time.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, man. But anyways, going back to Sheamus, was he always this vicious? Because he strikes me as like, dude, the dude is effing.
Well, he's also one of Triple H's guys. That was like one of his first people that he had propped up and got pushed forward. I mean, his first feud out the gate was with Cena, so.
But I mean, like last week, I legitimately thought they were gonna play an angle where he knocked the guy out with elbows.
Yeah.
And then this week,
And that knee. He hit him with that weird like knee to the side of the head when he was on the ground.
Yeah, man. He's like using MMA inspired moves, like some
Yeah.
Pride Damn inspired MMA moves. It's fucking crazy to see Sheamus this vicious, and now I've noticed 2 weeks in a row at least they're playing the Sheamus match right beside the Jeff Hardy stuff, which they followed it up with part 3 of the Jeff Hardy special. This one they labeled Redemption. It showed how, the drug addiction and the alcoholism, all that stuff. By the time his kids were coming up, Ruby and Mira, Ruby named after his late mother, are his inspiration to try and clean his act up. I know it's difficult to buy into it because Jeff Hardy already had a run in with the law. I think as soon as last year or maybe 2018, drinking and driving and maybe being drunk in public, but they still cut back to Mania 17 or Mania 2017. Excuse me, not Mania 17. With him and Matt like coming back, and it's still to this day that shit is one of the most chill, inspiring, largest pops have ever happened in any WrestleMania. It was when the Hardy Boys.
If you don't believe it, just look at the New Day's face when that shit happened. Like even their faces, like their jaws were on the ground when that place exploded like that.
Yo, it's so bone chilling when they do their shit. Like it's something that gets me emotional, and it's not something I have any emotional tie to. Like they were my favorite tag team, but I'm not being nostalgic. It's just that moment was so fucking big, man. When they came out and then just the crowd, it was a legit moment. And then of course they went on to win their 7th title reign, I believe it is.
Yeah.
That same night, man, it was nuts. It turns out at the end of the segment, we're going to get the 4th and final chapter, the comeback, which I assume is going to play into his run, his injury, and then maybe he'll make a live appearance and start this feud with Sheamus, because by the time this shit was over, we did get a replay of the DX invasion, but when they came back to like in the ring, Sheamus was bullying Michael Cole again for introducing the episode. This is the one part, like, Sheamus, you're a fucking badass. We get it. How can you be mad at a man just introducing the next segment of the show?
Heels doing heel shit. My favorite thing.
I'm telling you. He didn't put his hands on Cole, did he? Like, he ripped his headphones off.
He like fucked up Cole's little spiky hair. That's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Ashar Man asks, what are your thoughts on the recent releases from WWE? It fucking sucks, man.
Terrible.
It fucking sucks. At the end of the day, listen, I live in capitalist America. This is what happens. Companies realize they're not going to make a profit. They cut their loose ends. It happens everywhere. WWE's not alone in this. But, god damn, dude. It fucking sucks, man.
I do like that they at least gave the people that wanted their release, they gave them first crack at it to go.
That's true. Deonna Purrazzo, like, they literally were like, you're probably going to be happy to hear this. You've been granted your release. And Deonna Purrazzo said, yeah, I'm happy to hear my release.
See, I didn't. What was she just like unhappy with her direction, or
yeah, because she's an awesome wrestler, but they used her as a jobber for Raw and SmackDown.
And NXT.
Yeah. So she was cool with it. And then Tainara, I don't know if Tainara's attitude had changed, but obviously there was some truth to her asking for her release. But I mean,
she was going Hamilton on Twitter for a few weeks there, a couple months back. She was on some live shit. So I definitely was like, I don't think if they probably approve of some of the shit she's doing and saying on Twitter.
But let's not try to paint it out to be like this is just everybody. I mean, like oh god, fuck. Why am I forgetting his name right now? Mike Bennett. Even went on record saying, like, yeah, granted he asked for his release, but no one wants to be fired during a pandemic.
In the middle of a fucking pandemic.
Yeah, when you don't have job security. You know what I mean? So let's not paint it out to like it was a good thing. No, it fucking sucks.
Hell,
man.
none of it was a good thing. And I mean, it sucks, but it really was the death of WrestleMania is what caused all this. All that money they lost in ticket sales and everything, that was a killer.
Yeah. Now, I can personally say I was laid off back when I was 19 during 08's recession here in the States. Yeah. And because I worked in the housing market. I actually worked for a home building factory. And no, man, it fucking sucks, bro. It sucks, man. He says he was gutted that Rusev was released. I got to disagree with you. Rusev probably is going to be utilized better elsewhere. Could you imagine Rusev in the G1 Climax? Like, that G1 tournament?
He has to, even if he doesn't stay in Japan, he has to go to Japan.
Dude, Rusev,
for a stand.
Everyone's like, oh, AEW. I'm like, yes, granted, that might be where he ends up.
Yeah.
But his journey there, oh, dude, Rusev in New Japan, I think would just, under those white lights with that white and blue aesthetic ring.
Yeah.
Just, oh, man, I really feel like Rusev will look like a fucking star.
And his style matches up with that kind of like Japanese strong style.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Let's get back to the show, though. We're shown the next up, we have Miz and Morrison taking on the Lucha House Party. Lucha House Party picks up the surprising victory, pinning the former tag team champs. This is where I realized, like, okay, our podcast isn't going to have much to talk about, so I got to interview you. What the hell is going on with Miz and Morrison, bro?
This is that 50-50 shit, but it's just like, my thing was, I don't mind that Miz and Morrison took the loss. If it had been to like the Usos or New Day. Lucha House Party, like, they need to just give this shit up, bro. They've been trying this experiment for what, 3 or 4 years now. They're just not getting over it. Let it go.
Lucha House Party?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, absolutely. They got to do something else, man.
And don't get me wrong, Grand Metalik and Lindsay or whatever the hell his name is, like, they're actually dope in the ring, but as a tag team, like, just thrown into this, like, it's just another one of the missteps from SmackDown.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder what they're gonna do for him because early in the night, Lindsay Dorado got on the mic. I can't recall the last time I heard Lindsay Dorado on the mic.
Yeah, because they always act like none of them speak English when they all
Yeah,
do.
I know. We've been there. Um, I did like earlier in the night, Grand Metalik, saying Kaete, and then like said some trash talk to Morrison. Morrison asked Miz like, "What'd he say?" And Miz just tells him, he's
I
like,
was flipped.
"Yo,
Miz asked Morrison what he said.
oh yeah," but he's like, he means he greatly respects you.
Yeah,
he thinks
you're an
he thinks
awesome
you're an
wrestler,
awesome wrestler.
a warrior. That part was dope.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Miz and Morrison are always gonna have great comedy.
Yeah, they are. Their chemistry is just their chemistry is damn near as good as the New Day's. I mean, really, honestly, you can tell that they're genuinely friends and like each other.
Yeah. Hey, Ashire, man, you keep dropping stuff in the chat. Go ahead, leave a couple questions. We're gonna make sure, just to ensure that this recap doesn't go all night. Drop several questions, and then once we get through this lackluster recap, because we'll be honest, SmackDown only had a couple talking points. We'll get back to you and anybody else in the chat, and we'll go ahead and answer all those questions. But next up, we had Sasha Banks taking on Lacey Evans. Okay, so here's probably the most story-developed angle that happened for the evening.
Right.
Lacey Evans almost took out Sasha with the women's right. Bayley's there to get Sasha's leg on the ropes. The ref sees it. Bayley gets a little too excited, distracts the ref from Sasha's roll-up, which she got like a 1,000 count on.
Literally.
Yeah, Lacey kicks out by the time the ref sees it. Sasha, pissed off, knowing that it was Bayley's fault, starts trash talking Bayley. This is the first really big, immediate dissension we've seen between the two.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Lacey hits the second women's right for the win. Lacey moves on to the Money in the Bank match. At the top of the ramp, Sasha and Bayley are standing together. Tamina's music plays for an oddly amount of time.
Yeah, like where were they? And they just stood there. They act like they didn't even hear it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just some odd timing. Bayley gets super kicked by Tamina. Sasha doesn't offer to defend her friend. They just kind of all stand there staring at each other. It's the end of the segment. We're starting to see the implosion of Bayley and Sasha. Once again, I just want this to be Bayley preemptively turning on Sasha. We've seen Sasha turn on Bayley how many fucking times, man? Like,
My thing is, I think they're doing it too early. Like, we're so far out from like SummerSlam or anything. Like, save it. Like, why would you do this during this Corona shit where there's no fans, there's nothing really going on? Like, ride it. Let them. Why can't they just be together? Ride this. They've been doing it for a while. Ride it out till you get closer to, until we know for sure that anything is going to happen about at least getting out of this predicament that we're in.
Yeah.
Or at least save it for a real fucking pay-per-view. Like, I hate when they do shit like this in between, like Money in the Bank and Night of Champions or some bullshit. Save it for one of the big shows.
Well, that's if they're going to be allowed to fucking go off on each other. You know what I mean? The big shows, I've always said, if you want to have match of the year, you got to be on a B-level show. You can't be on a Big Four. Because on a Big Four, they want to stack too many matches, and they're not going to give nobody time.
That's
so
true.
you hop on a B level with little expectation, and that's where you nail the big matches. Hey, for those of you
then wait till July or August. Like, what is it? What's it in July? Like, was it like a Great American Bash or some shit?
To be honest, the WWE has been so saturated with pay-per-views. I don't remember any of them now. At this point, I just know the 5. Yeah. There's the 5 and there's everything
Money
else.
in the Bank, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, keep it moving.
Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, Series. That's it. You know, everything else is just a special edition of Raw or SmackDown. For those of you joining us in the live chat, thank you for joining us. Drop some questions. Say what's up in the live chat. We'll give you a shout out on air. If you got a lot of questions, just keep running them off. We're going to read them all off at the end of the show. Thank you for joining us.
Or if you got Twitter, #SmackNXT, send me your questions. Let's do it.
Yeah, there's that too. We get a little bit of history for Bray and Braun Strowman, I like that they're trying to bring up some history between these guys. But really, they were only together for like what felt like 2 weeks, man.
That's what I was saying. Was it like a month? Maybe
It
2 months?
was
Huh?
super quick. Like, just as quick as they introduced Braun, there was, I think, the brand split, and Braun was broken away.
Yeah.
But I remembered, though, when Braun was new, he had Jake Hager's finisher with that arm triangle.
Yeah.
He just choked dudes out. He just, like, freaking hang them. Which...
I liked it when he did that.
Decisive if you liked it or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie. I'm still happy that Braun beat Goldberg. I am.
Hell yeah.
I am always going to be happy.
Don't get me wrong. Everyone knows who knows me. I hate Braun Strowman. I do. But I hate Goldberg so much more.
They couldn't. Anybody that gets to beat Goldberg, I'm honestly going to be happy for him.
Facts.
Yeah, man. I'm really going to be. What's up next, man? We had a replay of where Triple H tore his quad, and then 8 months later, he returned wearing that denim-on-denim outfit. That's pretty much it, which was actually a huge pop. I remember watching that live as a kid. I don't mean to downplay it. It's just funny here in 2020 seeing that denim-on-denim. But I remember
Wait, was it the denim on denim or was it the leather on denim?
No, it was denim-on-denim.
Was it? I thought he had the leather jacket and then the denim vest over top of it.
With denim jeans.
Oh, okay. It was a leather Canadian tuxedo.
But you know what's crazy is that's
so
one of my core memories as a kid.
Yeah.
Was I remember watching wrestling probably as a kid. That's when I was most of it. It was not like when I first got into it, but that's like some of the biggest memories. Like that was one of the first big moments.
Now, do you remember the Royal Rumble or him actually winning at WrestleMania?
No. So I wasn't able to get pay-per-views. My mom would only buy like 1 or 2 pay-per-views a year.
Yeah.
And most of the time it was only B level because they were a little bit cheaper.
Right.
You know what I mean?
See, well, mine was kind of like that, but then my mom started working for Media One, and then it switched to Time Warner. So, like, all the employees, like, no one else watched wrestling there. So, like, they would give me – I got all the fucking pay-per-views.
Bro.
From the time I was, like, 6th grade till high school, I got every fucking pay-per-view.
I had to watch Sunday Night Heat to get, like, you know, the lead-in match because there was no kickoff show. And then it wasn't – you remember back in the day when you were younger and you had scrambled porn and you're a kid and you're trying to, like, just catch a titty?
Shit, yeah.
No, it was fucking WWE pay-per-views I was trying to see. It was the scrambled WWE pay-per-views. I was trying to catch a glimpse of what was going on.
I was doing both until my mom got that job.
Huh?
I was doing both until my mom got that job. But then I got literally nobody else had a kid that like wrestling. Like when they were like switching over to Time Warner and the like DVR boxes when they first came out.
Yeah.
They tested them with the employees first. But they also wanted to test how like pay-per-views come in, so like shit wouldn't get messed up or cut out in the middle. Like, but nobody watched wrestling but me, so I was like their tester for like if pay-per-views got fucked up in the middle, and if it would, they would just give it to me again for the next month and shit. So like I literally from the time I was in probably 6th or 7th grade till high school, I got every pay-per-view for free.
That's fucking sweet, bro. I'm super jealous.
That was so awesome,
dude. As a kid, I may have watched like 5 or 6 pay-per-views
until that time. It was the same thing. It was like staying up late to see the internet, the dirt sheets, seeing the results and shit.
See, I didn't even have any of that. I had to rely on Raw the next week to show me little clips of like the Dudley Boys getting like tipped over from a ladder going outside the ring and through the tables. I was like, oh my God, what did I miss? And then of course when the WWE Network came out, I binged like a junkie.
Hell yeah.
I binged like a damn junkie.
I went back and watched a lot of ECW stuff because like my mom wouldn't let me get those because she found out the blood and guts and it was like rated X or some shit. Yeah. So she wouldn't let me get those. So I went back and binged all the ECW pay-per-views.
Yeah, just because it's appropriate in Ashshire, you brought it up. The same moment I was gonna say is bring back the Backlash hook themed pay-per-views.
Oh yeah,
fucking the swinging hooks in Backlash. Bring back that custom set. Oh my God, man.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's WWE's best custom set pay-per-view. Easily. That rivals WCW's Halloween Havoc. I don't know what Halloween Havoc isn't my thing personally, but I see that when most people talk custom pay-per-view sets, Halloween Havoc is their shit. And I respect you for your opinion. But for me, it's fucking Backlash with those
I
swinging
forgot
hooks,
about those
man.
hooks. Yeah, they're like, I know what you did last summer. Shit,
Oh my
fucking
God, fuck
dangling and
yes, dude.
shit.
Bring back those hooks.
Damn, totally forgot about that.
Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross take on the team of Carmella, who has a Money in the Bank qualifying match next week. But they take on Carmella and Dana Brooke. They end up winning with a modified 3D. What was this? Like a 3D with like a flatliner? It was.
I don't. Did she even grab her around the neck for a flash? She kind of just like pushed her back down.
I don't know. Yeah, it seemed like a flatliner 3D or whatever. But
I think she just missed, so she just kind of grabbed whatever she could grab.
Yeah. It is what it is. I don't think the match was meant to like move much story along. Bliss and Cross.
I think it was to set up a feud with Carmella and Dana.
Yeah, maybe Carmella wins her qualifying match next week, and her and Dana have their moment in the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
But honestly, the Sasha Banks Lacey Evans Money in the Bank qualifier, I went into that match thinking like whoever wins this match is Miss Money in the Bank. Like,
yeah.
To be honest, at this point I'll give my one early prediction. I think Lacey Evans is the Money in the Bank winner.
At this point, I don't see anybody that is big enough or has enough
maybe
momentum.
Nia
honestly,
Jax, maybe Nia, but
I don't think so. I don't see her climbing the ladders.
Hell no, not with those knees. Last up for the evening, we had Triple H's 25th celebration years. Oh man, this looked like. Correct me if I'm wrong. This looked like something was about to happen, but it ended up really just being the roast of Triple H.
As soon as they announced this, I thought that it was going to be the setting something up.
Yeah.
And then when Shawn came out, like I thought that Shawn Michaels was going to super kick him.
Yes.
We're going to get a Shawn Michaels Triple H.
And during my notes, it's even noted, Ben. Like,
I mean, he was just being a dick, but it wasn't like their dick, like friendship type shit.
No.
He was just being a dick.
He looked vindictive, man.
Yeah, I thought that he was going to kick Triple H's fucking head off, and then we get the flip where this time Triple H is the face and Shawn is the heel.
I'm here to
one
retire
more match
you,
to
Triple
go.
H.
Exactly.
Oh, that's what I thought. So this started with Triple H coming out. A stagehand took the water bottle from him because he was doing his Triple H entrance.
Yeah, he just like, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yo, was that stagehand wearing a sheep mask? Did you notice
Yes,
that?
he was. Yeah, he was wearing the fucking thing. I was like, what is going on here?
That's fucking weird, man. That was not explained.
That's why I thought this was all like moving towards setting up to something.
Yeah, that's
disrespecting him to start out. Shawn coming out, interrupting him. Shawn being a dick the whole time. That's why I just thought that something was coming this whole time.
Fucking weird. Yeah, Triple H gets on the mic. It starts out the whole, I'm humble, thank you. Shawn Michaels comes out. Michaels apparently sent out hundreds of invitations of Triple H's closest friends and family. Here they all are. It's no one's there. It's an empty arena. It was a good joke. I ain't gonna lie. But Shawn Michaels then goes on about, remember that time we celebrated my 25th anniversary with WWE, and he's grilling Triple H to name off like certain segments or anything that happened. Triple H is trying to play it off like he remembers, and obviously it's because Shawn Michaels never got one. And and then they cut to commercial, and I was like, oh my god, we're gonna get a feud, man. But we come back, Shawn Michaels starts going off like everything was going great, and then you met her, referencing Stephanie McMahon. And in a moment of pure comedic genius, Shawn Michaels goes off, starts mocking Stephanie, and it was some of the funniest shit I've ever fucking seen, dude. And Stephanie chimes in at that point without missing a beat. She starts FaceTiming Triple H, and the way they set the camera up is you can see Triple H's profile, Stephanie on camera, and then Shawn Michaels in the background. And Stephanie was like, just pretty much saying like, I'm happy for your celebration. However, I can see Shawn Michaels is mocking me, like what a dick.
He's like, no, baby, no. He's telling me to tell you hi, and she's like, it's live TV.
Yes, it's so good, man.
Yeah, they
Uh,
are. Even at this age, they are the top of their fucking game.
Dude, they are some of the funniest motherfuckers, man. They're so good. And it's funny because Triple H behind the scenes is a complete nerd. Like he's
Yeah.
like such a straight edge. He didn't drink or
Yes.
party like
Nothing.
everybody else.
That
He
was the
got
whole reason why he started hanging out with them, because they
click,
needed
'cause
somebody to
a
drive
DD,
them.
man. They needed
Yes,
a
they needed a
fucking-
DD. What about Hunter? He doesn't drink or do anything. He'll drive us.
Yeah, it's hilarious, man. To think that was like the dude who led the fucking face of controversy was like some
Right.
straight edge corporate stooge, man.
The reason why another reason why I fell, because I'm that guy too. I was always the DD. I was always the dad. Oh shit, we're about to get fucked up. Arn, what do we do? I know exactly where he's coming from.
Oh man. But anyways, we cut back. We learned that we're getting like FaceTime segments because then Triple H gets another FaceTime call. This time it's Ric Flair. Ric Flair, of course, being part of Evolution, is telling Triple H how proud of him he is. And I love how he chimes in at the end of the segment. Don't let Sean super kick you at the end of the
Right.
segment. Like
No, another good line too was like, "You can't get away from me. I know how to FaceTime." I popped for that shit. Like, all right, that old dude knowing how to FaceTime. All right, get you some, Rick.
Yeah, man. Rick's the best of all time. You ever watch the 30 for 30 with Ric Flair?
Yeah,
You had to
Yeah.
have, right?
yeah.
Dude, they asked him, like, how long did you try to be, like, a good husband? And he was like, 24 hours.
Exactly. Well, not even that. The worst part too was like he really lived a life. Like he spent all his money on Rolexes, limos, and shit, and didn't have nothing to show for it at the end of it because he was living the fucking gimmick. I'm like,
Talks about
bro,
waking up next to two aliens. Where's
yeah,
my Rolex? Like, you don't know what happened? You threw it into a bowl of soup and said I had 8 of these motherfuckers.
Jesus, bro.
No
Cocaine's
wonder
a hell
Ric
of a
Flair
drug.
is like an American icon for
By
pop
far.
culture. For pop culture,
Yeah.
of course. We cut to commercial. We come back. Road Dogg is now FaceTiming Triple H. Road Dogg gets You know what? You know what would be hilarious though? If they could have just loosened up and had Billy Gunn FaceTime Triple H. He didn't have to wear nothing
Yeah.
AEW. But if they could have had Billy Gunn just FaceTime and somehow reference, like he didn't even have to talk to him. It could have
Yeah.
just said like Mr. Ass on camera. He's like, oh no, and hangs up that shit. Like
Something.
it's something, man, to reference.
That's the only part I hate about them is like where they just act like people just don't exist
Don't
at all. Like
exist,
that's
yeah.
like you can't have anything about DX and not have Billy Gunn.
Dude, Billy
part
Gunn
of
was such a big part of that. Bigger
Yes.
arguably than X-Pac was. in my
I think so
opinion.
too. That
Yeah,
I'm
in my
not. That's
opinion.
not arguably with me. Like I think he is, because they're before Xbox even got there. But before they were even officially DX, it was the New Age Outlaws and Triple H and them. Like
Yeah,
they were
man.
already partnering up before Sean left. Remember with the Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie shit and all them. Like Triple H and them helped them push the dumpster over and shit.
Fuck yeah, in the goddamn dumpster. That was
Yeah.
brutal, man. That was like one of
Yes,
those
that
like,
was
hardcore
fucked
moments
up.
back in the day. That was seriously fucked up.
My
man.
mom literally cut the TV off. She was like, "Yeah, we're not watching this.
We're not
anymore."
watching that no more.
Push these dudes out to dump them in the dumpster. Push the dumpster off the stage.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
I love that Road Dogg said. He's like
Rick crying.
Did Ric Flair cry? Just
Did he cry? I thought he was starting to cry, didn't he?
maybe.
Or
I
was
don't
that
know.
a-
Ric Flair
was
always
that them
cries, bro.
working? Yeah, he's a crier.
Dude, Ric Flair cries and bleeds.
Yep.
Like at the same
He's
time.
gonna get thrown. There's 3 things. He's gonna get thrown off the top rope. He's gonna get color, and he's gonna cry.
He's gonna cry. Oh man. Shawn Michaels after all the FaceTime segments brings up some of Triple H's most memorable moments. Brings up Katie Vick. To this day, 2020, the moment that made me turn wrestling off still gets brought up. Man, this is true. So if you guys have been watching the podcast, if you're new to this, I always said there's a blackout period for wrestling for me, and it was the Katie Vick moment, man. When the Katie Vick shit happened, I became ashamed of pro wrestling because I was terrified. I was in high school, and I was terrified that if I said I watched wrestling, people would bring up that Katie Vick moment, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I like watching Triple H have sex with a mannequin." It was so cringy, man. Like it really.
Like when you
shook
bring
me.
that up, like I wondered, like, am I the only person that never had, like, in our crew at least, that never had a break from wrestling?
No. No, there was. There was a couple years, man. Now, granted, it went on a little bit longer than
Yeah.
I normally would have because by the time I
I
came
mean,
out of
like,
it, I'm 18, trying to live on my own. I can't afford TV
yeah.
or cable. You know what I mean? Like, so
I would just go to my dad. Like we didn't have cable or anything either. I would just drive across like not even 5 minutes away to my dad's house every Monday night to watch Raw.
yeah, I didn't have that. I will get into it off the show before it becomes like a real thing. You know what I'm saying? But there was a time like I could not watch TV. But holy shit.
Dig it.
Anyways, yeah. The surprising thing about all of this, Vince McMahon comes out and starts. Okay, so for one, God bless Vince. Like Vince, I understand. And look, and Vince is breaking his own rule. Vince did not want to be on TV because of his age. He doesn't think old guys should be on TV outside of, I guess, commentary. But he comes out, man, and he's so self-aware. That's what's crazy. I don't know who got this approved, but kudos to Vince.
Who got it approved?
Yeah.
Fucking Triple H the GOAT. That's who.
Yeah, man. He brings up the gobbledygooker. He's like, Triple H, you remind me of all these great moments. Like the gobbledygooker. The Katie Vick. He brings up Katie Vick. And then, of course, Bailey, this is your life. It's just like, he's like, there'd be your family in the front row. They'd be cheering for you. And then everybody in the back of your arms is saying, boring.
That fucking strut, and that is not the big dick swinging strut.
Yo, he did the Vince walk off. He did the strut.
Yes, he did. That is the big dick swinging walk, boy.
Holy shit. And then he
That was the only
lights,
part of this
man.
I enjoyed. I'm not gonna lie. That was the only part of this I enjoyed.
So yeah, Vince came out. He trolled Triple H. I originally thought with the attitude that was in Sean's face that this whole segment was going to be a legitimate thing, even though nothing indicated it. I thought it was going to be like, we're going to get a fucking...
Can I go on a rant? Time me.
Oh,
please. Give me like 30, 45 seconds. Let me go on a rant. Yeah. Listen, Triple H is my favorite wrestler all fucking time, right? And when they showed the moment, Ultimate Warriors, who got me watching wrestling, and when I saw Triple H pedigree, Ultimate, even though he no-sold the shit out of it, but I saw that man do that, I instantly fell in love with him. If you're going to tease me with some 25 fucking years of the game, the cerebral assassin, the king of motherfucking kings, the Lord and Savior of NXT, this bullshit that they gave me tonight is why I fucking hate SmackDown. Bruce Pritchard, you are trash. Vince McMahon, you're even more trash for allowing it to happen. Like, don't fucking play with my emotions like this, bro. I'm about to buy that $30 fucking shirt for this shit that I thought was going to be something. I'm fighting with my girl now. She's like, you can't buy that. I'm buying it, motherfucker. And then you give me this bullshit. You give me this bullshit. 25 years of Triple H, who's giving you Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, all these motherfuckers that are top of your shows now. Triple H made that shit happen. And you give me this bullshit? Fuck you.
Yes.
Timeout, ran over.
No, okay, so I'm not going to lie, man. With a smile on my face, you reflected exactly how I felt. That's exactly how I felt.
Well, like, I've been hyped for this. Like, you're gonna ask Vince, any other guy. I've been hyped for this the whole time. Like, I can't believe I'm excited to watch a fucking episode of SmackDown.
Yeah, man.
And this is all I get.
Yeah, and they killed the show, man. At that point, that was it. Like, Vince McMahon walked off.
They cut the lights on my guy.
Yeah. Right after Triple H said, hey, look, I got the clearance from Fox to run late, they killed the show 2 minutes early.
Yeah, it was like 9:57 or something. Or 10, yeah, 9:57. I was like, what?
Man. Yeah, it was fucking nuts, man. But that was the show. It was a lackluster show. We didn't get much story development. We get a little bit. We see that obviously we're going down a Sasha and Bailey feud. We're getting little less subtle with there. Other than that, not too much. This was a filler episode with some funny shit at the end, man. The Triple H stuff, don't get us wrong, was funny,
Yeah.
It was fucking pointless.
Let me preface to that too. Like, even though I am upset, but that's because he's my favorite wrestler of all time, and I understand what it was supposed to do. But all this shit you have for this show, they could have ran all those matches and stuff in between doing these things like they were doing with Triple H. Like, they could have did this shit backstage. Like, they were running those stupid ass clips. They could have ran him and Sean talking shit backstage, FaceTiming people. Like, it was, I don't know. It just, it hurt me. I'm emotional
I
about
completely agree with you, man. I completely agree. We'll go back to the chat here. Ashire, man, has been active in the chat. Yo, listen,
Let's
man.
go. Give him 3-4 questions. Let's go. Fuck
That's
it.
what I'm saying, bro. Thank you for joining the show tonight, man. Thank you for joining.
And at 4:00 in the morning, you're a fucking rider, bro.
You are a rock star.
Follow me on Twitter at Mr.8984, bro. I'll fuck with you. Let's go.
He says Taboo Tuesday and Cyber Sunday were his two favorites. That was during my blackout period, but I love the concept where the fans play a part into the matches. I think that's dope as shit, man.
So I'm more on the Taboo Tuesday shit where they were just kind of like throwing random matches that wouldn't ever really happen. Cyber whatever it was
Sunday.
dope too. Cyber Sunday, but Taboo Tuesday was more, and it was like a random fucking pay-per-view on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, man. He says, if you had a chance at Mania to go against your favorite wrestler, who would it be? So you have to face off not just your dream opponent. Who's your dream favorite wrestler at Mania?
I just said it.
You have to say it again. Triple H.
Triple H.
Triple H, yeah.
I'd be in his interest. I'd be one of those bitches in the gold like Charlotte and them was. Like, I am a stan, a groupie, anything you want to fucking mark me as. I would be in some draws painted gold if he asked me to. And then wrestle him afterwards.
I'd go in there against Eddie. Eddie Guerrero, man. Because I'd be trying to out-cheat him.
Right.
Like, every time Eddie tried to cheat me, I'd be trying to cheat him. And if you want to see how far I'll go to cheat, go back to our last episode of SmackDown Wrestling. Watch that main event. You'll see how far I'm willing to go. How far I'm willing to go.
I was supposed to be the heel in that match. I did all the heel shit to win that match.
You'll see.
This motherfucker pulled some shit out. Go back and watch it.
Go back and watch it. Your favorite DX moment? Hey, man, they invaded fucking WCW.
No, that's not mine. My favorite DX moment is when they were in the ring with Sergeant Slaughter and they pulled out the little shields with the fucking windshield wipers and stuff. Like, that was mine. Making fun of his lisp and shit and everything. That was my favorite DX moment.
And then finally, his last Raw or SmackDown moment. My favorite Raw SmackDown moment was the Raw ladder match between Jeff Hardy and The Undertaker. Because growing up, Jeff Hardy was my favorite wrestler. And he had that incredible ladder match with Undertaker on Raw where he almost won the World Championship, and then Undertaker gave him his respect in the ring. Jeff Hardy was taking chokeslam after chokeslam. Undertaker couldn't stand it. Jeff Hardy kept getting up, and then Undertaker shook his hand at the end of all those beatdowns. To me, that was like validation for my favorite wrestler, who I knew was never like the biggest guy. So that was my favorite Raw or SmackDown moment.
My favorite Raw or SmackDown moment was actually Mankind versus Undertaker. It might have been the very first Raw. If not, it was one of the first Raws, but it was Undertaker versus Mankind. And I don't know if it was like a no DQ rub, but it was like Mankind dropping those elbows from the apron to the floor to the exposed cement and stuff. Like, I'll never forget that my entire life. I can remember that match almost start to finish.
Yeah. And then the last question he asked us, who's your favorite past tag team? Mine, going back off what I just said, I grew up Attitude and Ruthless Aggression era, is the Hardy Boys, man. That they were just like, I was just going into high school. Hardy Boys were the coolest motherfuckers I'd ever seen. Yeah, it's the Hardy Boys.
Mine would actually be a tie between the Steiner brothers.
Oh, that's
and
good.
Steiner brothers, and I'd say probably I'd probably say it's the Steiner brothers, believe it or not.
Watching Scott Steiner hit fucking hurt like the Frankensteiner. Dude.
270 pounds or some shit. Fucking with that mullet. Oh, bruh.
It still blows my fucking mind, dude. That guy could hit that
Yeah.
shit. Well, anyways, thank you guys for joining us on our show, man. That is it. You guys know where to find us. We're recapping all your Raw, SmackDown, AEW, NXT, all that shit. Also, Tuesdays or Wednesdays, we don't have it down yet. But check out SmackDown Wrestling, man. Check out SmackDown Wrestling. It's a lot of fun. It's for those days that you don't have real wrestling going on. And I might have something on the back burner, which we'll get back to you guys later on. But until then, you guys have a good one. We'll see you next time.
Peace out, guys.